If I could begin to be half of what you think of me, you can do about anything. I can even learn how to love.
This is David Marchie, and I like to think of him as the Christian of the Steven Universe community. Now, what does the self-proclaimed inspiration of Rebecca Sugar and president of the Steven Universe fandom do? Well, I'm going to take you through this video and just let you know what kind of debauchery this man is up to. Now, I want to preface by saying this before anything, and just let you know that David Marchie is not LGBTQ. He just always wants you to make sure that you know that he is not LGBTQ. He says so himself, and he tries to warn people anytime he can.
Let me tell you the truth, you all. I am not gay and queer like Rebecca because I am not the part of LGBTQ community of.
Now, something he fails to understand is that nobody cares if he's straight. You can enjoy Steven Universe if you want, whether you're gay or straight or anything else. The problem is,
I hate it because I am autistic and Christian of being myself, unique in special ways.
yeah, the reason I made this video is because of his unapologetic homophobia. Kinda reminds me of a certain Sonichu creator.
Because God wants us and me to be myself. And that's final. End of discussion.
You heard that here, folks. It's final, end of discussion, nothing to talk about. If only that were the case, but he's not only making videos, he's commenting on other people's Twitter, he's harassing people, he's also stalking people and finding pictures of them to post as long as they have anything Rebecca Sugar related. And so this story kind of starts with me. It moves on to a lot of other people on Twitter. As someone who lives in LA, I've had the honor of meeting some of the Croonivers several times, some multiple times as well. And Rebecca Sugar, I've met her about 3 or 4 times. Little did I know that this would attract the attention of David Marchie. And when I tried to call him out and said that this behavior was creepy, he kinda just said, I don't know. It's not creepy. And folks, this is where it kind of starts. This is where his classic line of, I'm not LGBTQ, but whatever kind of nonsense just continues. Randomly out of the blue, a few months ago, he messages me and says, I'm not LGBTQ. And I was confused, and I'm like, okay, so are you homophobic? You don't need to explain to me your identity. And you might think it's an isolated incident, but no, it happened to my partner too, with the same messages, I'm not LGBTQ, just randomly.
I don't need you to respect me, I respect me. I don't need you to love me, I love me. But I want you to know you can know me. You change your mind.
It's pretty ironic that a show that is supposed to be about love and acceptance is David Marchie's favorite show. It's just so confusing to me that this person is just out there on Twitter, you know, getting blocked by creators, getting blocked by voice actors, because he really likes to reiterate the fact that he's not LGBTQ. You know, I thought my research on Twitter was going to be even more difficult to find anything about David Marchie, but he has a clear track record of just being mean to everyone. So much so that he actually has a exposing David Marchie account on him. Granted, there's not a lot much on him on there, but that search led me to someone else who was also being harassed by David Marchie. So much so that they were also, you know, being bothered after they had been blocked by David. I'm not here trying to bully anyone. It's just that his homophobia is so rampant that it's just affecting other people. I think that, honestly, the best course of action for him would be to step away from the internet. So let's talk about this person who had a run-in with David Marchie. From the start, you're kind of seeing the same stuff that I was talking about. I'm not going to talk about why you shouldn't be watching Hell of a Boss or Has Been Hotel, but it's relevant to this situation. The irony isn't lost on me that Vivzy Pop is a transphobic creator. This person felt so uncomfortable with David Marchie that they had to fully call him out and just feel so afraid to post any Steven Universe fan art. They say that anytime anybody writes anything LGBTQ related with Steven Universe, he has to reiterate, "I'm not LGBTQ." He proudly puts his homophobia on display by wishing that the Craig of the Creek episode Fire and Ice was banned from Cartoon Network. This episode had 2 lesbian characters in it, and nobody was fucking asking for his opinion here. He just randomly inserts himself into conversations. It goes on to show that this artist also had the same problems that I have had with David Marchie, where he just randomly DMs people. Also have to talk about that video that I showed earlier.
I am not gay and queer like Rebecca because I am not the part of LGBTQ community of I hate it because I am autistic and Christian of being myself.
You can see from the post that this guy shouldn't have any direct way of communicating with anybody. I feel like they're making the same mistake that they made with Christian, where his internet usage wasn't limited, and so people began to notice him. As someone who has several autistic friends, I understand what it is to have a special interest, but his desire for Rebecca to notice him has evolved into an obsession, and it's so unhealthy. He doesn't like to be called homophobic and considers it the H word, but he commits homophobia? He's already been blocked by a trans woman who's a voice actress on Hell of a Boss. This goes so far in that he has a backup account that he blasts people out through. It doesn't just end with homophobia because he has a pro-Israel stance. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the obsession he has with Rebecca.
And Steven! As long as I'm autistic, I believe in Steven Universe that I love, and I'm making a vote to Rebecca Sugar, my main idol who inspires me.
I'm not kidding when there are 3.5 million videos exactly like this.
I'm making a vote to Rebecca Sugar.
I honestly wish it was just some guy who was showing his fan art and he was very kind and loving and he saw what Steven Universe was all about. Just love and appreciation for each other. But that's not the case.
Got this.
I want to play ukulele just like Rebecca. Hallelujah. I like to work with Rebecca Sugar, who inspired me for Steven Universe for 10 years since 2013. And I love to work and I play music with my ukulele just like her.
You know, I'm 100% sure Rebecca Sugar would love to work with autistic creators. But David Marchie, you're a homophobe. What are you doing, buddy?
Happy New Year for 2024, everybody. That means you, Rebecca Sugar. I'll see you there in 2024. I believe in Rebecca Sugar, who inspires me. I adore to Rebecca Sugar. I was feeling like working with Rebecca again. Hello, Rebecca.
Rebecca Sugar is an LGBTQ creator who has won many awards for her work with the LGBTQ community. And it surprises me that David Marchie could love a creator like this and yet be so hateful of a community that Rebecca is a part of. Let's face that. David, honestly, if I could tell you something, it would be to please get off the internet. And if you're someone who knows David, maybe encourage his family to tell him to get off the internet because he needs help. I encourage people not to bully this guy. He does not deserve it, even if he does have a hateful heart. He's just... he just doesn't know, I think. And this is just to kind of serve as an informational thing about him and to kind of get away from him. Don't egg him on, you know? I've seen on his TikTok that people are like commenting great job and everything, and you know, I don't see what you're great jobbing at. David, please get off the internet. I'm going to leave it with this. Thank you guys for watching if you made it this far, and honestly, till the next one, David, play us off.
If I do and she chose you, and I know as she's gone, it's over, isn't it? I move on? It's over, isn't it? I can't move on.
Couldn't have said that better myself.